Jehovah, their God, and all the promises was the true God, and that they are inheriting the heaven and they are blessed. And if you associate with them, you have riches coming to you. Life will be well for you. Despite what the Greeks were doing to the Jews and what Hitler did, it's all envy, jealousy, through, in the sense that the storyline of the Jews, the history of the Jews, make them become, was being victimized in the sense of, in a sense that people were envying them. They're envying them that they were unique. So other people were, saying that if you people don't give in to us, you just marry Jew. No, you don't just go involved in it. We want Jews to marry us too. If, let's say, I'm an African and I have the means of so much, riches, and the Jewish God has forsaken them, so they had no power to attain any land or anything. They enslaved like they were being enslaved in Egypt. So in so many senses, I have power over them. Their God has left them. And in the state of being maltreated, I'm maltreating them in a sense that they will give in for me to engage with them, marriage, to become part of them. The same way like the story that tells in the story here where the sons of Jacob, and somewhere, and one of the places they went to, the kings there wanted to have their, to have their sons, his sons, get involved with Jacob's daughters, that kind of thing. And it's like, it's okay unless you circumcise, because they hold on to some core beliefs. Say you circumcise yourself, you cannot be involved with us. And they allow them to do that, but after that they kill all the male, because they feel that the guy somehow mistreated their sister in a bad way. So they were only persuading them to circumcise, so in their time of their pain they strike them and kill them. But the whole idea is that you in every way believing in Jehovah in every way has given you some privileges, but most people at that time, the times of the Greeks and the times of whatever time, have no knowledge of any God of that nature. But when they knew it, they say, okay, then we envy these people. And at that time, I'm sure the Jewish were doing well, prospering in so many ways. So they torment them so that they will sort of get them to take advantage of them. In the times of the blacks, the same thing we have, the masters, or some of the masters, sleeping with the slaves, slave girls, if you find you very attractive. We have children are born in the black who are mixed race looking, because their fathers had the slave master that either raped the woman or somehow slept with the woman in so many ways, either through consent or understanding, or whichever way, or there wasn't any understanding, they raped them. It happens most time among the human race. It does happen most of the time. I believe that's what the situation sometimes is. So the Jews have gone through the same transition, and they've been scattered all over the world. Go to right now, look at the Jewish history. You will see that there are Jewish mixed with British, there are Jewish mixed with Italian, there are Jewish mixed with Africans, there are Jewish. You can find Jewish all over, everywhere. They've been to every corner of the globe, trying to survive. They've been through a lot, the families. Sometimes it marvels people to wonder how they still survive. But it's not easy to eradicate people. It's not easy to eradicate the black race. Neither, in attempting doing that, you see that right now blacks are all over the world. We even have half-caste. President Obama of America is a mixed race, both white Irish and a black African Irish. It's not easy, and they fell for each other, and that happens. So in that sense, whatever it is that they went up they did, that they were scattered around the world, the curse that was with them, as I said, it went along with them. So if they have curses, that curse comes to other people as well. The people who had knowledge of all this have seen that person. And when a man sees a beautiful woman, it's not written on the face of the beautiful woman that she's cursed. No. And if somebody, Jewish people are beautiful too, so are the men, handsome men. So when a woman or a British woman sees a handsome Arabian Arab or a handsome Jewish or a handsome African, they want to be with the person. It's not written on the face that that person has got a curse, the man has got a curse. No. The beauty, the attraction, the look, the outward look alone is all that matters. Somebody fall for somebody in that sense. Sometimes it should be accent or something, the person's character or anything. And so as we keep blending in that manner and falling relating to each other in so many ways, we then extend our hands of cares to each other. I've said before, as it's quoted in the same book of Deuteronomy 23, 21, and verse 21 and verse 22. It says, he will require of you if you make an oath. You are better off if you don't make an oath. So in that sense, we know what Jehovah is. These people are having curses because they agreed to the commandment to follow through the conditions. They agreed, and they did not agree, and they fall short, and they are being hunted. They've been scattered all over the world. But I am saying that, no matter what they have done to them or what Jehovah did to them, Jehovah wasn't necessarily should have done that, because he himself have admitted in the same book also that he will not test people beyond what they can bear, what they cannot bear. He's also saying that he created the sick. He made all these things. He admits all these things there clearly. So if he was doing all these things and he said these people are down there, where is the devil in all these pictures? I don't see the devil there. You understand my confusion? He is the one first. He created the Jews, bought them, formed them, gave them conditions. He told them, I will not test you beyond your control. So somehow, whatever test he put to them, they are sure that they will not fail. Because he will not give them something they cannot do. He will give them a soft test that they will live life normally just to keep them going, But he gave them a test they could not do. Every time the test they fail. So he has not been honest with them in terms of his word, saying that I will not test you beyond what you cannot deal with. And then after that, failing them in his own words, his honesty, failing in his honesty and making them fail, he punished them, sent them all over the world, and then he put a curse upon them. They become sick and they have all that, and sometimes their children that will be born with the place they go, because they have to survive. And they are not also supposed to marry outside or get involved with people outside of what the Jews. They are supposed to stick to themselves. But in the hardship that they went to, they were forced to get involved with outsiders. And what can they do? Today, if I see a woman who is prostituting with whatever person, he might not want to, but sometimes when you get into certain situations, you are bound to do things. Now, if God is putting us to test, and surely the test is something that has making us we are failing, then he surely is aware of our failure. He knew that we will fail. He wants us to fail so he can crush us and destroy us. But he can also destroy us with that. He can destroy us without putting us through all those angles. So it's either it isn't God or it is God. But that also can happen because if God is not truly the God that created you, then he hasn't got any feelings for you. He just, treats you like anybody would treat a slave. There's a difference between a slave and a slave master. You are not truly his blood link. The slave masters were not treating their own children badly. They were not treating their own brothers badly. They live harmonious with them in terms of even if their brothers were quarreling with each other, they understood each other, they could, amend it, get on with life fine. But when a slave man offends a master, he will be hanged, he will be killed, he will be fired, they will burn him, they will treat him very bad. That's how it is, So a slave and a master is different. So that is the treatment between Jehovah and the Jews, or Jehovah and humanity. The sense of caring is not there. I can't find it. Now, where the excuse comes is when it comes to Jesus Christ. Every day we will end up with Jesus Christ again, as seen as the one that God was demonstrating his care, that he truly cared. Jehovah was trying to show to people that he does care, But then again, it also ends in the same place. With all the caring, we find out that the man died in a horrible death. And I asked myself,